welcome back. Today we are going to be working on lesson 9.2, area of circles. Our essential question is, how do you find the area of a circle? What's the area? The area is the space inside of the circle, this area that it takes up to fill up the circle. Our formula we use is A equals pi r squared. Should we write all that down? All right, so kind of like our notes from yesterday with circumference, we are going to be now doing the area. So we have to know r, and we do for the first one. That's good. So A equals pi r squared. So the first one we're going to use it, leave it in terms of pi. So we think pi, and then we know the r is 14, but we have to do the 14 squared before we can leave it as an answer. So 14 squared in our calculator is 196 pi centimeters. All right. Now, this time we're going to use 22 over 7 for our pi. 22 over 7 times 14 squared. So 196, we know that from our 14 squared. So 196 times 22 over 7. And we get 616 centimeters. Oh, I almost forgot. We need to square our answer. Why? Because all area is squared. Okay, so our radius, by the way, was 14. All right, last one, use 3.14. 3.14 times 14 squared. I can get that, there we go. So 196 times 3.14, and we get 615.44 centimeters squared. So super close, but a little different. All right, moving on. Now we know the diameter is 3.3. But we don't want to know that. So we are going to use that radius. Okay, but how do you find it? You do diameter divided by 2. So 3.3 divided by 2 is 1.65. We have to know that because our area equation only can use a radius. It can't use a diameter. Pi r squared. All right, let's go solve. Leave it in terms of pi. So we are going to do pi times 1.65 squared. So 1.65 squared is 2.7225. And we leave the pi there because this one says leaves in terms of pi. And feet squared. Always square our answers. It's area. Okay, this time we're going to use 22 over 7 times 1.65 squared. So we're going to multiply that 2.7225 times 22 over 7. And we're going to get a weird number, 8.5. Let's just round to the nearest 10. 8.55, so that means 8.6 feet squared. Then 3.14 times 1.65 squared. So we get that 2.7225 times 3.14, and we get 8.54. So if we rounded 54 to nearest tenth, it's just going to be 8.5 squared. Close, but a little different, just because we used a different pi. All right, let's go to the next problem. A biscuit recipe calls for dough to be rolled out and circles to be cut from the dough. The biscuit cutter has a radius of 4 centimeters. Okay, so if I drew that, it would be 4 here. Find the area of the top of the biscuit once it is cut. Use 3.14 for pi. So we're going to use 3.14 times radius squared. Our radius is 4, so 4 squared. So 4 squared equals 16 times 3.14, and we get 50.24. And our label is, let's see here, what was it? Centimeters. And we have to square it. All right, our last problem. A circular pool has a radius of 10 feet. What is the area of the surface of the water of the pool? Use 3.14 for pi. So we're going to use 3.14 again. 3.14 times 10 squared. And we can use 10 just like the last one. We could use just 4 because that's the radius. And our area equation is always pi r squared, never diameter, always r. And when we do 10 squared, we get 100 times 3.14 is 314, and our label is feet squared. All right, best of luck. Remember to use this equation all day today, and if you have any questions, let me know.